Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Yasharallah, the true nation of Israel. All right, Yasharallah, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you speckled birds scattered amongst these heathens. All right, but your seed line, your father's bloodline goes back to an Israelite, black, Latino, and Native American man, okay? Because seed is carried through the man, not a woman. Woman just bears the seed, okay? So to the elect of the true nation of Israel, Yasharallah, I say shalom. Quick lesson, man. I'm gonna show you this TikTok of this guy. He's not in the truth or anything, but he has some sense in him. But he's gonna talk about the mark of the beast, all right, the M.O.T.B, all right. From a woke Christian, Jesus cross, kind of point of view. But he's a Christian who because there's different types of Christians. There's Christians that say who actually say Yeshua. There's these Christians that that actually go into the prophecies, but then there's these bonehead Christians and whatnot. But this guy actually has some sense, and he sees what's coming, the mark of the beast and whatnot, and he's staying privy and whatnot. But he goes off here, sometime here and there, because hey, he's not a prophet of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, who are the prophets of the Lord? All right, of Yahweh Shem Shai? It's the men of GMS. Okay, and if this guy was watching the men of GMS, all right, he would find out the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, which will be made mandatory in the near future. All right, but it's here on Earth. It's all around us, but it's not made mandatory to be put inside of you. Okay, and he's gonna bring out some points about the devil's deceiving. He's not gonna just not be knocking on people's doors and offering you the mark of the beast and whatnot. He's gonna deceive you and coerce you into making you want to take the mark of the beast. He's a deceiver, because hey, one thing this guy got right is that the devil, all right, is a deceiver. That's what the word devil means. All right, he doesn't say that exactly, but hey, that's what the word devil means, deceiver. All right, and he's gonna deceive the world into coercing these people of this world to take it. All right, the hour of temptation, he's gonna tempt these people around this world and even us to take the mark of the beast. Okay, but we're gonna listen to Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord. All right, and not take it. All right, and deal with whatever's gonna come before us and suffer for the Lord's sake. Okay, and he's gonna save us. All right, if we're predestined to be saved, man. All right, because we did what the Lord commands us to do. Okay, to warn our people and to keep his commandments and to fear the Lord. All right, in truth and sincerity. And this is part of it, by warning our people of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, telling everybody, okay, and to not take it. And then, and yeah, man, being faithful to Yahweh Shem Shai, man, okay, and telling people straight that, hey, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, if you believe it or not, okay. So I'm gonna let this guy talk, and I'm gonna correct him and whatnot, and just yeah, I'm gonna quit talking. So here we go.
Beast is not what people think, bro. Dude, people genuinely think that just because they say they're not going to take the mark, that means that they're actually not going to take the mark. And I'm not saying that like you don't follow God or like you're not actually going to take it, but a lot of people just think that someone's going to come up to them and be like, hey, you want to take this mark? You want to follow Satan? You want to worship Satan? Just take the mark. Dude, they're gonna, dude, they will push, dude, they're gonna trick you into taking it.
Yeah, exactly, man. And even worse, this devil is gonna make life in society so hard for you to live, where you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the mark of the beast so I could stay afloat and actually live and pay my bills and whatnot, which is what this guy doesn't go into. He doesn't see that far,
The enemy is not that stupid. Satan is not that stupid. He's gonna deceive and trick people into taking it by defiling them, desensitizing them, and then pushing this agenda on them.
Yeah, and that's what this devil's doing. He's desensitizing the world into the RFID technology, the chip, the palm reading, the palm swiping, the hand swiping, tap and pay. All right, Neuralink. the Mr. Beast talking about Neuralink and whatnot, getting into technology, being more technological,
convincing them that it's okay. And they do all of this.
And he's also going to use these celebrities like LeBron James and whatnot. Okay. Oh, see, LeBron James got the RFID microchip in his hand, and they're probably not even going to call it the RFID microchip. They're probably going to call it something else,
Through over time, right?
Like, for instance, Neuralink, all right, they don't call it the RFID microchip. They don't call it the mark of the beast. They call it Neuralink, all right?
Because Satan and demons look ahead. They know the long-term effects of sin, okay? Because they're wise. Wise people think into the future. Human beings can only look a day ahead. Like, everyone's so stressed out, they're like, oh, let me just get through the day. Entities, demons, people who are extremely wise look like way into the future and understand the long-term effects of sin. They'll desensitize you, and they do it through TV.
You hear that? All right. He said just the demons and because we're wise and whatnot. Hey, the prophets of the Lord, look ahead, see afar off. All right, like the scriptures say, a wise man, a prudent man seeth afar off and hideth himself. Let's get that. Prudent man see afar off. Proverbs 22:3, it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. All right, we see the mark of the beast. We see the end of this wicked kingdom coming. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. All right, but the simple pass on and are punished because, like he said, these people, they're just worried about the next day, how they could get their paycheck and, worry about the things of this world. They're not looking for to the future. They're not reading the prophecies. They're not diving into prophecies of the Bible. All right, the scriptures say to covet to prophesy, man. Be in the spirit of the Lord, which the Lord was in the spirit of prophecy. Okay, and the prophets of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the men of GMS on down. All right, they're looking ahead. Okay. So it's not just the demons. Okay, it's also the angels, and the scriptures say we're angels, man. We're actually angels. All right, in fleshly bodies. All right, like John the Revelator he was bound down to the angel, and the angel told him, "Get up, see thou do it not, for I'm thy fellow servant." Okay, so the angels, they're our brothers. They're just in celestial form. Hey, we're angels, but we're put in these third dimensional bodies. Okay, an angel, even demon. Okay, all that mean the word demon means intelligence. All right, angels are intelligent. You're intelligent. Okay. All right, the Lord just didn't give wisdom to all men. All right. Okay. Like the scriptures say, like me and the brother brought out last camp, the Lord, how do you say, give this truth to a few men like thee. Okay. Not everybody.
TVs and phones, they push they let out movies full of evil, killing, sexual immorality, drugs, and promoting drugs and alcohol. Okay, and then everyone consumes all of that. They desensitize themselves. They baptize themselves in demons. Okay, and once you defile yourself to a certain point, you're not even going to be able to see or discern evil if it's right in front of your face. Okay, they need to make sure that you're so far gone that you don't even realize what you're doing. Okay, so it's not just going to be some random guy coming knocking at your door and with and he's not just going to walk up to your door and be like, yo, you want to take this mark? Yeah, you're not going to get any of your old life back until you take this mark. Bro, they're going to trick you into taking it.
They're going to do that too, because, hey, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's going to have to get to the point where they're going to have to bust down doors, and get, hey, they're going to offer you, take this mark or we're going to shoot you in the head, or take this mark, take this thing, all right? Take this mark or whatever they're going to call it at the time, or we're going to throw you in a concentration camp, okay? All right. But before that happens, this devil's going to deceive you. He's going to make life hard for you in society, and he's going to make it real persuasive and enticing for you to take the mark of the beast at the same time. So, yeah, they're going to be knocking on doors, busting down doors, and offering you the mark of the beast. Okay, they're not going to shove it in you, all right? You know, because they have so many damn people on earth, all right? They're on depopulation time. They don't got time for you to, you know, persuade you and whatnot. They're going to persuade you, okay? But not at that time when they're busting down doors, like the scriptures say, Revelation 12:12, the Lord, enemy come in like a flood. Not Revelation 12:12. All right, Isaiah. What the fuck, man? Isaiah 59:19, it says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood." And that's going to be these troops and these, you know, our enemy, okay? UN troops, Gurga troops, ICE troops, or whatever, man. They're going to be knocking down doors, flooding the neighborhoods all throughout America, all right? And asking you and, not persuading you, but, offering you the mark of the beast, okay? If you don't take it, they're going to shoot you in the head, okay? If you don't take it, they're going to either shoot you in the head, kick you out of society, or shove you in a FEMA camp, concentration camp, okay? That's what's coming, okay? They don't got time to be playing with you at that time, because this is coming, man, okay? All right, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, okay? But the elect of the Lord's chosen, those that are prophesying and doing his work, okay? The Lord's prophets, his servants, all right? The Lord's going to put a spirit, the standard is going to be lifted and put on them. So, you could try to shoot them in the head and it's not going to work, okay? You could try to put them in a FEMA camp. They're going to destroy the whole FEMA camp. You could try to shoot a tank at them. They're going to catch the missile, the bullet, the round from the tank, and they're going to throw it right back at the tank and make it explode, all right? Bullets are going to be deflecting off of them. They're going to become immortals. That's the standard that's talking about. The Lord's going to make his men immortal, okay, at that time, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, okay?
Like I said, Satan's smart, bro. He's an angel. He's smarter than everybody on this earth combined, and I kid you not. He's like, they will deceive and trick people into taking it.
Yeah, the spiritual demon Satan, yeah, he's a wise angel, one of the wise, yeah. But he also has his minions, his counterparts, or his seed, all right, which is the so-called white man, all right, which they have the spirit of Satan on them. The elites, those that have created, all right, the mark of the beast, all right, the RFID microchip technology. Who created that? The so-called white man. It wasn't no Asian man, no Mexican man, no black man, no Arabian man. It was a white man, okay? Who created the atom bomb and the bomb of mass destruction, all right? It was a white man, okay? So, yeah, hey, man. Who created... I'm not going to go there because I might get my video taken down. But, yeah, man,
But he takes this...
The scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel. Talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man.
Time with stuff. That's how it's always been. Dude.
Yeah, the apostles been saying, this devil, as the Lord deals with gradualism, same with this devil. They deal with gradualism, all right? Taking their time, eventually. Because this devil, these elites have been talking about this ever since they came out of the Caucasus Mountains, okay? All right? Albert Pike and whatnot. That was 200 years ago. Less than 200 years ago.
I was watching Wyatt Coates the other day, and he was talking about this, dude. 600 years ago, okay, or just before America was like created, they already had the technology and the geometry.
Exactly, man. They came out of the Caucasus Mountains in the 15, 16, 1400s, around there, man. All right, and they've been planning this shit, passing laws and whatnot
to create TVs and phones and all of this stuff. But it started with these high-ranking government officials and these Freemasons. They had it.
They have this technology. They create this technology, all right? And they launch it out. They roll it out like 50, 40, 30 years, decades after the fact, man. All right? He's right,
before all of us. They just didn't release it to the public, the lower class citizens, until they mastered it, got it right, so that they could use that to to its maximum potential. The same thing is going to happen with the mark of the beast. These high-ranking Freemasons.
This guy's not saying that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. You know, mark of the beast is mark. Hey, he's right about everything, but he's not talking about the RFID microchip, because that's what it is. Okay.
These high-ranking government officials already have the mark. They already defiled themselves to a point.
I don't know about that. I don't think Donald Trump has the RFID microchip. I know people in Sweden do, but I don't know about all these high-ranking officials, Netanyahu and whatnot. I don't know about them. Even the people that we don't know about. All right. You know, hey, I'm pretty sure they don't. You know, so hey, he's wrong about that.
Where they already took the mark, and they're already working with Satan to master this.
They are working with Satan. He's right about that.
So they can use it to their full potential. They're looking ahead, bro. They're mastering it so they can use it to their full potential. And then once they finally master it, they're gonna push it to the public, and everyone's gonna fall for it, because not everybody, but most people are gonna fall for it, because they're already so desensitized to everything, and they can't even discern certain stuff. Which is why we need Jesus Christ. We need to follow Jesus.
And we need Yahweh Shai. All right, this name ain't no Jeebus cross, okay?
Christ. We need to chase Jesus Christ with everything we got, bro. It's not, bro. It's not a joke. It's a spiritual war, bro. Like, you're either all for God or you're for Satan. You can't be on the fence about stuff. Like I said in previous videos, you cannot be 1 foot for the world, 1 foot for God. You have to be fully devoted to Christ. You need to fully devote your life to Christ. That is how you defeat Satan. That is how you learn stuff. Or that's how you learn all of this. That's how you can discern this. That's how you have to.
Hey man, it's crazy, man, because this guy, he claims his
self-control.
He claims himself to be a devoted, 100% devoted, giving, you know, himself to the Lord, but he still doesn't have the truth, man. All right, that's how you know this truth of ours is all because of predestination, pre-selection by the Lord Yahweh Shai. Because you got people who have given their all for Jesus Christ, for God. You know, they're giving their all, but to to the wrong thing, man. All right, they still don't have the truth. So, like the scriptures say, it's not of him that willeth, but of him that chooseth. Okay? All right? Roughly paraphrasing. All right?
And the strength to say no to this stuff and to endure till the end. Those who endure till the end will be saved. You need to call on Christ. You need to ask him for strength. You need to ask.
That's one thing this guy got right. Most of these Christians, all right, they hate that scripture. All right? They're against enduring to the end. You know, but hey, he got this one right. Yeah, you got to endure to the end, because these Christians believe in the rapture, 7-year pre-tribulation rapture. Hey, it don't sound like this guy believes in that. Which, hey, that's a good thing, because that's not true. There ain't no pre-tribulation rapture. There's gonna be a tribulation all the way till the rapture. All right, the salvation of the elect. Okay.
Ask him to teach you all of this stuff. You need to ask,
and even then, the elect, everybody's gonna go through it in these times, man.
Him for anything that you need. You go and ask him for it, and he's going to help you, and he's going to save you from this evil world. But we have to follow Christ. We have to put Christ.
You have to tell people what the mark of the beast is, and that's part of following Christ. All right, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Okay, telling the people what the mark of the beast is, and this guy sounds like he doesn't know what it is. You know, it's not 666. The number, it is 666. But that number 666 is going to be programmed inside of the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, okay? Because it's a mark that's going to be inserted, charagma, all right, charax, all right, inserted by incision, by cutting, okay? A mark by cutting somebody, okay? And cutting inside of your skin, okay? The digital all.
Above everything, bro. You cannot cannot mess around with this kind of stuff, bro.
Yeah, Bishop Nate and these other people outside of this truth. Tell people what the truth is. You can't mess around. You got to have the 100% truth, not 99, not 98, not 97, 100% truth. All right? Tell them that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip and nothing else, because that's what it is. Tell the people that the Lord's name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right? Not God, Jebus, or anything else, man, because that's not true. You got to worship the Lord in spirit and truth, okay? All right?
I'm telling you, bro. We are so close to the return of Christ. Bro. Follow Jesus Christ.
He's got that right, but one thing he does have wrong is his name is not no Jesus Cross. You know, it's Yahweh Shai. But yeah, we're so close, man. You know, and he's gonna find out. Everybody's gonna find out that the Lord's name is Yahweh Shai. That the mark of the beast is RFID microchip. Okay, and the Lord is a so-called black man. You know, and he's not coming with peace but a sword. I bet he believes that too. You know, but he probably stuck on, oh, the Lord is a ghost. He's a spirit, you know. He loves everybody. What else but the bullshit, you know. He's not a black man, you know, type shit.
Follow Jesus Christ before it's too late. I love all of you guys. Have a nice day. Bro.
So I want to... I'm commenting, yeah. Well, why didn't you... I guess the people would... Yeah. Because that's what it is, man. He didn't say one... He didn't tell the people what the mark of the beast actually is. You know? All right? Just telling people that, oh, you got to watch out, this and that. But he didn't tell them what it is, man. The RFID microchip being made mandatory is the mark of the beast, man. All right? Revelation 13 and 16. Okay. All right. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great. Who's this he causing all? All right, this he is talking about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, the seed of Satan, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he, the devil, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive. All right, that includes everybody, man. Everybody falls under those categories. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. You know, right hand, the little microchip, their forehead, all right, in their mind, connected to their mind, the Neuralink, okay? Okay? To be put inside of you, be mandatory, okay? The next verse, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. That's how you know it's the RFID microchip, because you're going to be able to buy and sell things with that. You can't buy and sell with the philosophy, with the belief system. No, you can buy and sell with the microchip, though. All right, I did it today with my phone, with my debit card. It has the microchip in it, okay? But it's going to be made mandatory to be put inside of you. That's the mark of the beast. Save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, and that's all going to be in the chip. the mandatory chip that will be made mandatory to be put inside of people here in the near future. That's the mark of the beast. Hope this was edifying to the elect. Believe it or not, that's the mark of the beast. Shalom.